Hello, everybody. I'm Adam,
And I'm Maddie.
and we're AM
Vintage.
Vintage.
Welcome, you guys. Tonight we thought we'd share with you our small collection.
Of strange
and
unusual,
I think sometimes crazy.
or bizarre, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you guys decide to title it, that's fine. But I think it's just, I'm
Yeah.
kind of like wondering why Adam decided to show these items. But
These are some interesting items.
I think you guys are going to find these are interesting as well as we do. So please stay with us and hopefully you'll join us.
My baby, she done me wrong. My baby, she paid. My baby took her down to the river where she lived out the last long day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is an exciting edition of our little program here, isn't it?
It sure is, and I was kind of hesitating with Adam because obviously the title is giving it away. It's something that these things are to me they're crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're a true Elvis fan as Adam is,
Yeah.
you'll realize.
She's like, "Do you really want to show this
Do you
stuff?"
really want to show this? I'm kind of, I'm not sure how to feel about it, but
Yeah.
this is gonna be a little wild one.
Yeah, it's exciting, right?
Yes.
Are you ready to get this show on the road?
It is what it is, like you
It
said.
is what it is. Okay, we have all kinds of stuff set to the sides where you guys can't really see,
Yeah,
but
so.
we got a bunch of stuff to show you.
Yeah, this is a different,
I'm gonna pull something from the side and show you guys what we got. Are you ready?
Please. I hope some of you guys are with me on this one, but here it goes.
I'm pulling. I got a plate full, everybody. I have a plate full.
Oh my lord.
Okay, here we go. Are you guys hungry? No. What do we got here? Let me set this down and we'll go through this. What do you think, Mari?
Every time we've done, and this is stuff that Adam's collected way before we even met and got together. So he's been collecting these.
Whenever I go to Graceland, anytime I go to Graceland, I always pick up leaves, sticks, rocks, grass.
You know what? I'm surprised you even picked up bugs.
Nuts. Well, one of these days I might.
A bug that's on the mansion
Look
hanging
how
out.
big this leaf is right here. This thing's huge. As Elvis would say, that's huge, man. That's huge. Did you guys ever see Tiny Elvis? or Nicolas Cage?
Either that or who else? Rob Schneider also played it too.
They play Elvis, but he's tiny.
Yes.
And he says everything is huge.
That is a huge leap.
Yeah.
Hey, man, look at that salt shaker, man. That is huge.
But there's a leaf from Graceland.
A leaf.
Right? What else do we have? Oh, we have different kind of leaves, though,
Different kind of leaves.
We got, what about these ones? Isn't
Yeah,
this exciting,
like,
everybody?
But it seems like those are fall leaves. Are they fall? Like usually the time that we...
Well, I mean, I didn't pull them off the tree.
Or
I
they
mean,
just died.
yeah, you know, I pick them up off the ground, you know. But how about these little?
You'll see Adam hanging on the trees.
How about these little nuts? Look at, what are these things? Does anybody know what kind of trees are in Elvis's yard?
See who's collecting plants, and leaves, and rocks. And
If you're a true diehard Elvis fan, you know what kind of trees are in Elvis's yard, right? No, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. How about this? When we went last time with, well, not last time, but recently we went with my son and my daughter, and
well, the last time we went with actually our friends.
and we went with Mari's daughter.
Yeah. But you're talking about that time or you're talking about
Well, I'm talking when we went
last year?
The family trip.
Okay, the family
The family trip. My son grabbed this and he's like, "Here you go, Daddy. That's a piece of grass from Graceland right there. Look, it's still green. Isn't that? Could you believe it? That's a long piece of grass." So we got that.
You see what he's teaching his son?
Right. What about this? This is from Graceland. What kind of... That fell off of a tree. What is that? It's very interesting.
Oh my Lord.
You know? This is all... It's like if you can't be at Graceland, you got to bring Graceland home, you know? So it's
He's
like
preserving everything. He handles them so like carefully. Trust me. I cannot touch this stuff.
this stuff makes me feel closer to the king. You
God
know what
forbid
I mean?
I put my hands on them. And,
How about
oh Lord.
here's some rocks from the wall. There we go.
Rocks. What do you mean? Which
The wall that goes around Graceland.
So the graffiti wall.
Yeah, the graffiti wall.
Graffiti wall.
Every once in a while, you know, a little small part of it will break off.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, these are parts of the wall.
Okay, and then what else is...
And then, what do we have next, Mari? This is a bit exciting. Now, of course, this paint is not from when Elvis was alive, but this is paint
that chipped off.
That chipped off of the curb that goes up Graceland. The white curb.
The drive that goes all the way up.
Yeah, along the driveway. So that's a chip of paint that came off.
You should see when we go.
There's the back side.
I'll turn around. I'll be like, "Where's Adam at?" No, he's on the ground, seeing
He's
what he
looking
can
for
find,
stuff.
looking and scavenging for things.
How about this? Look, one year I went with a little. This is back when people used to have these little film containers, right? Remember how long ago that was? But what is it? Just full of rocks. Just full of Graceland rocks.
You would think. I mean,
Isn't that exciting? Make sure they all get in there. Okay.
this is not even what I have a problem with.
Are you ready
You
for?
get ready to show what I had.
I know you're ready for this.
I'm
aren't you,
ready
Mari?
for this because
Hold on.
everybody on the bus, the bus that went from the guest house,
the shuttle bus.
the shuttle bus that goes to Graceland, were laughing at us. Or mainly at Adam because of what he actually decided to bring from Graceland.
Well, here's the deal. Okay. I decided, you know what? I need a stick. I want a stick from one of Elvis's trees. So I went and I got this stick here, right? No big deal. It's just a little stick. But once I got this stick, I was like, I don't know. I need a bigger stick, right? So I snuck this one onto the shuttle bus right here.
Oh my
Hold on.
gosh.
Here we go.
That's huge.
Look at this bad boy.
We get on the bus
Everybody's looking at me laughing.
and I turn around like, why are they laughing? I thought maybe I was wearing something funky. I didn't know.
That's my Elvis stick.
Turn around, Adam has this big old stick.
Mari likes to make fun of me and tell me that she's going to throw it out in the yard.
One of these
You know.
days, I lied and I said, I said, what was that? Was that stick anything? And he's like, what stick? I'm like, oh, I think I threw it outside. Oh, he got
Don't
so
play
mad.
with that Elvis. Don't mess with my Elvis stick.
He went straight for the wall.
Yeah.
He put it high enough to where I can't reach it. Is that why it's so high up?
I put it really high. Yeah. If it's low, she'll do something with it. So
Like, it's just a
yeah.
stick.
That stick is
I think that stick is
the
worth more
Graceland wind is blown through that stick. You know what I mean? Anyways, moving on, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's move on
Let me take a little sip of this.
to more of Adam's. We should call this the Adam Show.
Mari.
Adam and
This ain't the Mountain Valley water that Elvis used to drink. I told you got to get the green bottle. Get the green bottle, Mari.
he ran out. I'm sorry. I had to get whatever was on the shelf.
Oh my God. I said Mountain Valley spring
Whatever's
water.
on the shelf, that's what you had to get. I'm sorry.
Moving on. I got another plate. It's a smaller plate, so this must be dessert right here. What's on this plate, Mari? Last time when we went to Vernon's house. Now there's the wall that goes around Vernon's house.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't know, Vernon's house is right next to Graceland.
Mm.
Vernon's backyard butts up against Graceland's backyard.
Yeah.
So.
And actually, those were the ones that were actually either on the
Yeah.
ground.
So these are the pieces of brick from Vernon's house right here.
Yeah.
So I have to keep these separate from the I can't mix these with the Graceland rocks. Could you imagine if Vernon's house rocks got mixed up with Graceland rocks? Oh, I'd probably faint if that happened, Mari.
They're rocks.
Okay, so
They're just rocks.
So we've got pieces of Graceland, right?
Pieces of Graceland.
We've got pieces of Vernon's house.
Well, don't forget, you got another piece of leaf.
Well, we do have the leaf right here. I don't know if you guys can see what that says. The leaf from Elvis's funeral.
Now, how did you come across that one?
And this is actually a leaf from like a rose, you know, like a, yeah. A relative of mine, their sister went to Elvis's funeral.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, and you know, everybody knows that was like the most flowers ever sold in the United States in one single day, the day after Elvis died. So there were flowers everywhere, so yeah, that's
Oh, well.
yeah, from Elvis's funeral. It's pretty neat.
Pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Moving on, we have a part of Sun Records right here.
Hello everybody, this is Adam from AM Vintage. Steve, you see this water faucet right here? This is not the original. The original is in the collection of AM Vintage.
And Adam's shown this several times, like through shorts.
Let me
And
take it
another
out.
A short video where he actually gives a little history behind it. What do they call it? They told us what it's called. A sphincter, was it? What?
No, that's not what it's called, Mari. That's not. I think you messed up on that one.
I wanted to see if it was paying attention.
No. I don't remember what it's called. I always call it a water spigot, but I forget what it's called. But yeah,
Yes.
I was walking. I was touring Sun with my dad one year, and they were replacing this on the building, and the worker gave it to me.
And I told Adam, I said, I just don't understand how they did not catch him getting away with an item like that. Like, wasn't anybody watching you?
The workers were replacing it.
Yeah, but it's still.
They gave it to me. They said, "Take it. You want it? Take it."
They gave it to you? Okay.
They're like, "Oh, yeah. What are they gonna do with it?" So there you go. That's from Sun Records. I like to think that Elvis got thirsty one day and went out in the back and turned it on. And
I'm gonna hose away the heat.
Either that or Jerry Lee
yeah,
or Johnny Cash.
this is they probably, you know what? This was probably put on Sun Records in the '70s. Let's face it. But
Yeah, it doesn't look that old. Like,
it's pretty cool.
it's pretty cool now.
It was on the building, you know. So that's pretty neat. And then we have pieces of brick, right, from the Hotel Chiska.
Now, where's the Chiska Hotel?
It's
that?
on Main Street.
I mean,
Main Street is right off of Beale Street.
right up close to Beale.
Yeah, and
Now, is that where they had the studio at? The Sun Studio?
no,
Or
well
is
that's
that, like, one of the...
that's the studio, the you know, the radio station that
Yeah,
first
the
played
radio
Elvis.
station. That's
Yeah.
what I meant. I'm sorry. Yes, the radio station.
Yeah, so Dewey Phillips' radio station, the booth was in the Hotel Chiska. And yeah, those are pieces of brick from the Hotel Chiska. Years ago, the hotel was falling apart. And you could just walk around it and pick up pieces of brick, but it's been renovated.
You know, and I you know, honestly, you guys, I laugh, you know, jokingly with the things that Adam collects. But, I mean, if you guys remember when they knocked down the Berlin Wall, I mean, how important. I remember I actually have a piece of the Berlin Wall.
You do?
I have it somewhere, and I just don't remember where it's at. But it's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's part of history. So just having something like that, you know, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
I'm not going to
Something
let
like
some
that.
street sweeper come and
Yeah.
pick that up, you know?
Because you imagine with the Berlin Wall how important that was for
Yeah.
a lot of people, so especially in that country. So of course, I'm only just joking with Adam.
She likes to
He
mess
knows.
with me.
I always like to
She
mess
likes to
around.
play.
And you see, I'm always pretending I'm saying bad things for him just to see if he catches on. So, yeah, I just like to joke with him. But what is next?
What do you think? What should we do next, Mari?
All right.
How about that? Give me that paperweight right
Oh,
there.
yeah, dude.
That thing.
This is pretty cool.
They used to sell these at Graceland. This is neat. Let me get it in That's a little paperweight. And if you could see this right here, that's dirt from Graceland.
Now that's pretty neat. I think that's cute. It's got like a
Yeah.
little.
Get some dirt from Graceland.
And not only
right
that,
there.
it's got the picture. Obviously, you know where it's from.
Elvis soil, right?
Elvis soil.
You know, they used to sell trees. They used to sell Elvis trees
Really?
back in like the 90s or maybe early 2000s. And what they did was they took the trees at Graceland
Yeah.
and like cloned them or whatever. And they started selling the Elvis trees.
Wonder how much did they go for?
I don't
Quite
know.
expensive, I would imagine. That'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I don't know how well that
Having a
went,
tree.
but
Yeah, I don't know either. I've never heard anything. Pretty neat. What do you
how
want
about
to
some
show?
ashtrays?
Oh, these are cool. The ones you have here.
Now we're moving away from like weird items that fell off of buildings
Yes,
or like
no
things
more.
that we picked up, right?
I'm
But,
sure you didn't pick up a piece of chewed gum or something off the floor.
Yeah. I do have a piece of gum on my
Oh yeah, you did.
on the chair, the movie theater chair
Yes.
from the Memphian theater.
You sure do.
I left that gum on there. I wouldn't take that
Yeah,
off.
please don't. I don't care if Elvis chewed or he did not chew that gum. I still don't want you
Well.
to touch that.
How about this?
It's pretty cool.
Let me hold it up closer. That's neat, right?
Which
You
was
see the symbol on
Is
it?
it the Hilton?
Yeah. That's a Hilton Hotel ashtray from Las Vegas.
And what year is that? That one.
You know what?
Some
I
of
don't
these
know.
have
This
years
is
in it, and some of them. I saw that some of them had.
I think this is probably from like the Elvis era. Probably, 70s.
70-ish, yes. These are pretty cool too.
Here's one. The black one. Las Vegas Hilton.
It's cool. I like those.
Yeah, these are really neat.
And I mean, I'm not a smoker, obviously, but just the details. Like we don't smoke. We're not smokers.
Right.
But just the details on these are really nice to see.
How about this hotel in Las Vegas? Do you recognize that name right there? The Aladdin? That's where Elvis and Priscilla got married. The
Oh, that's
Aladdin
really nice.
Hotel. Yeah, that's really neat. I love that old Vegas history,
Certainly do.
And then speaking of Vegas, this is my little container. These are all old Las Vegas hotels. And these are matches. Yeah.
Old matches that you collected.
Yeah. Here's the Aladdin where Elvis got married. Pretty neat.
Which are the ones you have in there? You see a star.
We got the Stardust.
Uh-oh.
We got the Golden Nugget.
I don't even know how old this one is.
We got the Frontier. We got Circus, of course. Just all kinds of cool,
Got so many of them.
just in case you need some matches. We got the little Vegas
A
collection.
lot of
right?
fire. Yep.
Coming up next, speaking of Las Vegas, here's a guy that loved Las Vegas, right?
Love to be at the casinos.
He loved the casinos, didn't he?
Yep.
How about that? That's a pretty neat little card. Here's a card. I don't know.
Who would want this card?
I guess the colonel had these made up and
But
actually.
look, he's not even like. Okay, I never
Look at
thought
that.
he was attractive in the first place, but look at this
What's
card.
it
Even
say?
like it's scary.
Best wishes from your friend the colonel.
Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't want that. Like, not
like-
even as a friend.
I guess this is almost like a kind of like, hey, this is my new business card. Here you go.
But look, it's not even presentable. He looks scary. What is he doing? Swimming?
He's swimming.
Oh gosh.
Hey,
He
So-
looks scary.
that's pretty neat,
Yeah.
right? Pretty interesting.
This one you should have showed with the funeral. This one.
Well, this one here.
Yeah, because it's well.
Well,
This is more of a birthday. I'm sorry.
this is Elvis's birthday, but
Elvis's
1983. I'm not sure if this is I can't remember what year Graceland opened to the public.
Yeah, if
So
you guys
I don't know.
yeah, if you
It's
can
kind
remember
of slipping my
that song.
mind. Thinking it was around 83 maybe. So if you know what this, it says I was there. Oh, maybe it's for when, okay. It's probably when they put this Elvis statue on Beale Street.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I guarantee you that's probably what it was. That's the Elvis statue. That's the original one that was on Beale Street.
And they put it up front.
And that's probably when they put it
Where
there.
is that one at now? It's not there, right?
Now it's at the Visitor Center.
Is that the one we took a picture of?
Yeah. Now they replaced the one on Beale Street with a new Elvis statue back
Yeah.
in like the 90s.
Yeah.
And they put this statue.
Well, if we have that picture, we'll post it up so you guys can see that it's at the visitor center.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So that's pretty neat. Speaking of Memphis and Graceland, I don't know if
I thought these would be nice to show you guys. I don't. These are pretty neat since
Yeah.
he's gone so many times.
here's a really old.
Well over 50 times.
This is one of the old school ticket booklets.
Is that one of your dad's? Is that the one that
I think this
Father
was
has?
probably my dad's. There you go. You can
It's
get the
pretty
car
neat.
museum. What do we got there? What does that one say?
Let's read that.
Elvis Up Close Museum. Which one is next? Elvis Tour Bus. Now that's something that is not part of the tour anymore.
Which one was that one?
They used to have Elvis's tour bus as part of the Graceland
Oh
tour.
wow! Where did that go?
I don't know
Do you
what happened to it.
happened to the tour
Does
bus?
anybody know what happened to Elvis's tour bus?
Yeah, please let us know in the comments.
And then the Lisa Marie and the Hound Dog 2 airplanes.
That's a pretty cool.
So yeah,
Oh wow, the tour bus would have been awesome. Maybe we're just
they need to get that back somehow.
somehow, but
And then here's an old school ticket, Graceland ticket. Get that glare out of there. There you go. Pretty neat. And then over the years they changed a little bit. There's one. Then here's another one. And then here's a different one right here. All right.
and then I like this one.
Now this is for a few years, me and my dad got the season pass. And that's a Graceland season pass. So if you take that to Graceland, you can just get in any day of the year.
Oh, what was this one? Oh, you have it like 07, right?
This was 07. Yeah, this one actually was my dad's. But yeah, season pass.
That's pretty neat. Do you remember? You would remember what it cost to you
Back
to be like a season pass? Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't much. Maybe it was like $200. It wasn't
Gosh,
bad.
no,
It wasn't bad at all.
You're right, because now the
costs like
basic $75 just the basic. And I don't like it. We mentioned this before. We usually just do the basic because we see so much.
Yeah.
But I know some of them range close to $400 or $500 for like VIPs, and
One of these days we'll do the VIP just
I'd
to
love
do
to
it.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool. But
I did the VIP years and years ago when it first opened up. But they weren't like, I don't know, they weren't like running it right yet. They were kind of getting into the swing of things.
yeah,
So they didn't give us like the best VIP experience, you know, like,
well, they probably would, like you said, they're probably just
yeah, they were just
testing
figuring it
and
out.
seeing,
Yeah.
as
So.
it went. What about these? These are cool. Did you show these already?
I gotta watch out, ladies and gentlemen, because we did a video a few days ago, and I'm editing the video. Like after we filmed the video, I'm editing the video, and I noticed I got like a white fuzz. I got like a white fuzz on my lip, and for like 2 minutes.
And he blamed
For
me.
2 minutes, I got this white fuzz on my lip.
He was blaming me because I'm obviously the one recording. But you guys, when I'm on the other side and I'm watching him,
Yeah.
I'm literally watching the items or something he's showing me. So I'm not like really focusing
I
on
told
him.
her, I said, Mari, I got
And
a
he's
white
like,
fuzz on my
did
lip.
you not see I
yeah.
have a fuzz?
I said,
I'm
I
like,
can't put this out there for everybody to see.
I'm like,
So
it's okay.
I had to like take photos and put it over my face and stuff. I was doing
I
a lot
told
of.
him, it's okay. Nobody's gonna notice.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean?
I had to do a lot of like Steven Spielberg stuff to that video to fix that. So that was exciting.
Oh, wow.
How about these? You get the
Yeah, these are cool.
these old school the boarding pass.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
very
neat,
neat.
right?
I like those.
So those are cool. Some stuff you used to see at Graceland back in the day.
What do you want to show
How about
me?
that the Colonel, that
Oh,
Snowman?
the other one's Snowman.
This is really neat, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marty Lacker, who was a member of the Memphis Mafia. This is his Snowman's League card, signed by the Colonel. And, you know, the Snowman's League was the Colonel's little private club.
I'm curious to know how many people are actually in his club.
I don't think it was really a real club. I
It's
think
just something he
if
just,
he liked you, he'd
he
give you
just
the
gave it to
card
you.
and he'd sign it and he'd tell you were in the club.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Because if it was a membership, I don't know how many people would be trying to purchase that.
But you see what it says. It says, let's see. Marty Lacker is a genuine snower in good standing. This card can be signed only by the first high potentate. And there is a chance it isn't good even then. Signed the Colonel.
Oh,
So
what?
that's just the Colonel being a BSer, you know? So that's...
Oh, he's a snower.
Yeah, he's a snower. He'll pull the wool over your eyes. So yeah, see the Colonel's little Colonel.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Pretty neat.
It's pretty neat. Okay.
Right, which one you're going next?
How about
or-
some shampoo and
You want-
conditioner?
Yeah, we should do like a commercial. Is your hair dry?
Yeah, is your hair dry?
Or are you looking for some good, what is this? What is this conditioner?
Is your pompadour dry? Are your sideburns needing some moisturizer? Okay.
No, so we're having a good old time in this video.
Maybe hold it up a
Listen.
little bit.
Yes.
This
See,
is like,
Can you imagine us doing a commercial? We'd be messing up. We'll be messing up and doing it over cut.
Hey,
Like,
no big deal.
yeah, what did you call it? Pompadour?
Is your pompadour in
Did
need
it-
of
Did it lose the shine?
Yeah.
Or what is it? It's shine.
it's sheen?
Oh,
It's sheen. Here we go. Look, here we go.
Okay, we were having way too fun with the commercial.
These
here.
Elvis shampoo and rinse. I also have a lotion bottle.
Listen, one of these days we're gonna do a commercial for these, okay?
We should.
Not only that.
These are from 1985.
Oh wow. Okay, what about this one too?
Real quick, the photo on this. This is that famous Elvis painting. Mari, real quick before you show the deodorant.
That's right.
This is that famous Elvis painting. Elvis had this. Now there's a Johnny Mathis album cover
Yes.
that looks just like this. Elvis saw the Johnny Mathis album cover, and he got a hold of the artist, and he said, "Hey, paint me just looking just like that." And so the artist painted Elvis just like the Johnny Mathis cover.
Yeah, so this
And
is from that.
Yeah, the artist showed Elvis and said, "Yeah, here you go." He said, "It's not done yet. It's not done yet." And Elvis said, "I don't care if it's not done. I need it. Give it to me right now."
I mean, it's a nice painting, but it's just like
It's on display at
it's on
Graceland.
display. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty neat. I like it. Looks just like
You can't wait to show that deodorant. You're just ready to talk about that deodorant.
I've never read this before tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it say?
Effective. I'm probably gonna need some glasses. Effective all-day protection. Glides on smoothly and evenly. Lightly fragrant with the masculine scent of Elvis.
The masculine scent of Elvis. Look at that.
Oh wow! So
Elvis
men.
deodorant.
This one's for you. If you want your woman smelling you like Elvis.
Not too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. You might be smelling that under my arms tomorrow, Mari. You know what I mean?
No.
The masculine scent
I
of
don't know if
Elvis.
that's a good scent or not, but okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's exciting.
Very exciting.
You guys remember when the Elvis Pez came out a few years ago?
Oh yeah.
Well, before the Elvis Pez came out,
Before the ones that actually look pretty
the
good.
ones that looked pretty good, before those came out, I was like, man, I wish there was an Elvis Pez. And I went to a flea market one day, and I found this. Somebody made this thing. This is like the homemade Elvis Pez.
I mean, it's not pretty.
They did a
it's
pretty
not-
good
they
job.
did a pretty good job. It's not that bad.
Not bad.
Show them the back of
They
it.
probably used the same head for their Pee Wee Herman Pez.
Show them
You
the
know?
back, sweetie. It's cute. But it's pretty neat.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah.
So it's pretty weird, little Elvis Pez.
Yeah, but I mean, for what it is, it's pretty cool.
There's a movie called The Client with Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
And Mari. Hold on now. Ladies and gentlemen, she just almost set this Elvis Pez
I did not mean to do it.
on my Elvis Graceland collection.
Oh.
Right on the leaves and everything.
I'm sorry, Adam. I wasn't trying to do it on purpose.
You
I was
know-
trying to set it over there.
You know how brittle these leaves are,
Yes.
Mari?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I get over it.
Okay, please get over it. Oh, my gosh.
Hold on, before you get that. Oh,
No, I'm just trying to
we
scoot
forgot
over.
about these. Real quick.
Oh, that's part of the part of the.
Yeah, we forgot about the little bathroom
We have to do
stuff
the
we were showing. Look at this.
accessories.
That's an Elvis nail clipper. Would you believe that?
Actually, we just got that one last. I think I got that. We got that last year.
Yeah, well, we forgot to bring nail clippers when we went to
You-
Memphis.
No, I had my nail clippers, but Adam's man, he can't
Yeah.
use women's nail clippers. So.
So I might have to use the. I'm looking at the camera right now. Damn, I might have to use these tomorrow, Mari. But anyways, there you go. There's some Elvis nail clippers.
What are you talking about? Your nails are long?
They're
Oh,
getting a
my
little long.
gosh.
It's about time to use these nail
Oh my
clippers.
gosh. You
How about
better use them.
the belt buckle?
Oh, this is pretty nice. I like how you have it in.
We got, everybody knows the famous saying, Elvis has left the building, right? Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building. Well, that was said by Al Devoran. And this is a belt buckle that was once owned by Al Devoran.
That's pretty neat. I like that.
Yep.
How did you come across that one?
I bought it from his family at a flea market type thing.
Oh wow. You done it over.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I like
It's a
it.
pretty big belt buckle.
It's big.
And yeah, worked with Elvis.
And what's interesting is that those buckles are always heavy.
It's heavy.
Imagine wearing it like, God forbid, you drop it on your foot. You take your belt off and it.
Falls on your foot, breaks your toe.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about this, real quick, Mari? Did I ever show you this? The Memphis City sticker.
It's pretty neat. I like it. I don't know if you're able to see that one. Not that one.
I'll
We
get it
make
close.
Glare.
That is a city sticker. For your car, you'd have to pay to get the sticker, and you put it on your windshield.
Mm-hmm.
They put Graceland on there one year. I always thought that was pretty cool. City of Memphis sticker.
Yeah.
What year is this? 1980. Yeah, 1980 City of Memphis auto tag.
Oh my gosh.
This was $17.75.
That was a deal.
Pretty neat. This one's unused. So, never got to stick that one on a windshield.
Nope.
Mari, I think we forgot about something over here, didn't
Oh
we?
no, I see a lot of items. But you got the other little item too from.
Oh my God, did we forget about this? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got some quick. You're thinking like, this is just a little Tupperware. What's in there? What could be in this thing? This thing's full of goodies right here. This is like...
That one's like this is something that if I were to misplace, I think it'll be relation would be questionable.
Yeah, I mean, if Mari lost this thing, I would I'd be like Forrest Gump when he just started running. I just started running probably. Just I don't even know where I'd be going.
You'll be running on empty.
Yeah, running yeah. So here we go. Let me open this up.
That's pretty neat.
So first I'll take this out. It's hard to get. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Hold on. This was given to me. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What is it?
You take one thing out and like eight other things want to come out with it.
Uh-huh.
That is a piece of carpet from Graceland right there.
That was, what was this? What
This was given to me by Mike McGregor. I saw Mike McGregor at Graceland one year. I think back in the 90s. And I saw him give a tiny piece of carpet like this to somebody. And he was talking about, that Elvis got new carpeting at Graceland. And when they pulled the old carpeting out, the old carpet was still new. Because, that's just how it was. So
why would it be old?
They pulled the old carpeting out, and Mike McGregor asked Elvis, hey, what are you going to do? And he's like, if you want to take it, whatever. So Mike McGregor took a bunch of the carpet and...
He cut it into
pieces. Cut it into pieces. That's one of the pieces.
It's pretty neat.
Mike McGregor passed away.
So what was this carpet, like throughout the house or certain rooms?
I'm not sure what year or what room that would be from. I'm not sure. It's interesting, right?
Elvis actually stepping on that carpet.
Right.
I told you he's got little things in there.
Now here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know. Now this you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh now, right?
If I'm laughing, I hope everybody else can understand why I was laughing when he told me.
Well, you're gonna laugh about this one here because this little piece of green carpet here. I don't even know if it's from Graceland. Listen, I was staying at the Heartbreak Hotel, and I got in the elevator, and this was in there on the floor, and I'm like, someone must have just pulled this off the wall at Graceland. So I just took it. I couldn't leave it on the floor. So this might be from Graceland right here. If it's not, well, it looks like it could be. Okay.
Why?
So, the Heartbreak Hotel's right across the street from Graceland, and those fans that aren't very cool, the ones that like pull the carpeting off the wall. So
You got what else?
Hey, I would never pull the carpeting off the wall, right? Okay, next, this is fun. This is a good piece right here. Ready? Hold on. I gotta get this. So, me and my dad, back in the 90s, we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? And back in the 90s, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, some of the stuff that they put on display, they didn't really have a lot of stuff behind glass. It's like you could walk up and almost touch some of this stuff, right?
That's very scary, though.
Well, and it's changed. It's not like that anymore,
yeah.
I don't think. But anyways, they had Elvis's original Aloha Cape on display. And not the short one that he threw out into the crowd. Originally, they made a much longer cape.
Yeah, the one you said
that
was
Elvis, he put it on and it was too
So
heavy and he didn't want to wear it for the special. So that cape was on display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. And the interior lining of the cape is blue.
Yeah.
So anyways, when I was walking past the cape with my dad, we were looking really closely at it, and you were able to get right up close to it. My dad's like, "Oh my God, look, do you see that?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "There's a string." He's like, "It's not even attached, it's just sitting there, Like it just somehow like," I'm like, "Oh my God, that is a string from the cape." So I didn't like pull the string off the cape.
I thought,
it was not attached.
The little emoji with the little, that's how, exactly.
But yeah, I reached up and I grabbed this. This is my little blue Aloha from Hawaii cape string right here.
Adam,
from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. From the Aloha Cape.
Adam is something else. Look at that.
Look at that. Could you believe it?
That's a lot.
So, yeah. Could Could you imagine if I sneezed and like lost it right now? Wouldn't that be horrible?
Or me.
Oh,
I just went. What? Would you be upset? What would happen?
are you kidding me? Okay, what else do I have in here?
Oh
This is
my
interesting, right? So one year when I was touring Graceland, you know the Lisa Marie airplane and the Hound Dog 2? The Hound Dog 2 is the smaller plane. Well, the smaller plane, you can walk right up by the windshield. And that is a tiny piece of windshield wiper from Elvis's jet. I didn't pull it off. I didn't break it off. It was off and it was laying there. So I
I'm
picked it up.
curious to see if are there any other Elvis
So that's windshield wiper.
fans that collect the things that Adam has in his collection.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm telling you, the minute I think I've seen everything, he comes up with. That's what he just finally showed me was the windshield wiper, and I'm like, are you serious?
Hey, you know. And then the rest. Now these in here, these are paint chips from the Lisa Marie, where it was like chipping paint. And then this is a little piece of wood from the Lisa Marie, where like I don't know, it was like broken off. Some little piece of wood was broken off. And like I said, I never pull anything off.
You say you're collecting.
If it's hanging.
DNA from.
If it's still
certain
attached, I
items.
don't take it. If it's still attached, I don't take it. But if it's fallen off, the thing goes right into my little
container.
yeah. So let me get these.
It has a DNA.
Let me put these back in here.
Graceland DNA there.
Get those back in there real quick,
I'm
Mary.
surprised you're not using gloves.
Well, if I use gloves, it might be.
You want to preserve
Harder
it,
to-
right?
well. I'm not Angie Marchese, okay? My name's Adam. I'm not.
You might as well be.
Get those in there,
My
and then
Lord.
there we go.
Are you sure the Cape
It's
string?
sealed. The
The
Cape string is in there.
Make sure it's in there.
The Aloha Cape
Is
string
it in there?
is
I
in
don't
there.
see it.
No, it's in there.
Okay, make sure it is before.
If it's not,
If
I see it.
later on I wash the dish and there.
I see it. It's in there. I think we have one more thing
We have
to
one
show, right?
item.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
Actually, we two.
we have two more.
Yeah.
We do. The last item, we have to actually leave the table.
We're gonna have to leave the table, you guys, but we'll probably pause and let you see the item that Adam was so happy to show.
But this next item, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when you go to Elvis Week in Memphis, they always have these conventions where they sell tons of Elvis memorabilia.
Yeah.
So one year I bought this, okay? It wasn't a lot of money because they didn't have any certificate of authenticity. They didn't have any kind of proof that went along with it. But I bought memorabilia from this guy before, you know, like authentic memorabilia.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, look, I don't have a certificate, but I know a guy that did work at Graceland.
Uh-huh.
And he did work on the phones in the kitchen. And these are parts that came from the phones in the kitchen at Graceland. So that's what this is right here.
So it's a part of the phone.
I don't
So you
have a
the
certificate of
receiver. And
authenticity.
you don't have the receiver. It's just the
I don't
bottom
have the receiver. I just have the cord.
part and the holder.
The cord and the part that holds the phone. And if you look at pictures of the phones in the kitchen at Graceland, that's exactly what they look like. So, you know, I don't have any, you know, proof or anything, but the price was good. And I said, you know what?
The reason why
I'm
you keep
buying
saying that, you guys, is
I'm buying
because I always tease him about showing me proof. I'm very big on proof.
Well, a lot of the stuff that I get, like my Jerry Lee Lewis memorabilia, all that stuff came with, you know, good documentation.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, if the price is right and you feel like it's good, you say, you know what the hell, I'm going to buy it. So that's what I did with that phone.
And I would have been like...
She would have talked me out of it. Good thing I was alone when I made that purchase, right?
I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like I always want to make sure that that is something that's real and not someone that just.
That's just the way it goes.
I'll give you a spoon and say, "Here's Elvis's spoon when he was a kid." Would you believe me?
Well, I don't have Elvis's spoon, but I do have Jerry Lee's spoon.
Yes. You do.
Watch that Jerry Lee video.
Yes.
And you'll see Jerry Lee Lewis's spoon.
We won't even get started on that. Adam doesn't like for me to joke around.
We're going to put the Jerry Lee video at the end of this video.
Yeah.
And you can click on it and you can see Jerry Lee's spoon, his sweater. You know, what else do we got of Jerry Lee? We got his jacket.
His certificates for that, so
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
I even got a bullet. A bullet that I found at Jerry Lee's house.
That one does not have the certificate, but it was found in his yard.
I found it, so that's my certificate. The certificate's right here. So.
Alright, so we have one more item to show you guys, and so we're going to be pausing the video for a bit.
We'll be right back with that last item.
We'll be right back.
All right, everybody. This is the last item. And Mari's the camera person, so you don't get to see Mari anymore. Oh, isn't that sad? So, Colonel Parker, right? He had a house in Madison, Tennessee. And a few years ago, they tore it down and they built a car wash. Could you believe that? But this house, Colonel had for many years. And Elvis actually stayed in this house. This right here, there's a cat, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out for the cat. But this is a floor vent from Colonel Parker's house in Madison, Tennessee. This was in the bedroom that Elvis slept in. So, yeah, isn't that crazy? Floor vent.
Watch out the kitty.
Don't let the cat fall in the vent. But, yeah, this thing was from the Colonel's house, Colonel Parker, Madison, Tennessee.
My gosh, you guys.
I decided to throw it in the hallway. So, you know what?
When he told me he had purchased this,
Yeah.
I was kind of
She said,
not happy.
Yeah, what are you gonna? She's like, what are you gonna do with that? I said, I'm gonna cut a hole in the floor and I'm gonna put it in the hallway. So there it is. This thing doesn't even blow in. There's nothing blowing through here.
There's no purpose.
Yeah, there you go.
Guys, for this thing. He just has it there and
just
just
like to,
likes
you know
to
what?
tell people exactly.
I like to walk on it. I like to step on it and look at it. And
So there's no like real home purpose for it.
I like to think maybe Elvis like took his shoes off and like stepped on it with his socks. You know, Elvis's sock was on this thing. You know, so
Oh my gosh.
that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the last bizarre item that we have for you today.
Yes, you guys. So thank you so much for joining us.
And we hope you enjoyed this video.
Yeah, this was a different type of video we decided to do, but we just thought we'd share little items that Adam has in his collection that obviously nobody is ever going to be seen.
Right.
But we thought we'd share with you.
Yeah, just interesting items that only a true Elvis fan will understand.
The key words, you guys, true Elvis.
Yeah.
So I'm sure not a lot of people will be collecting the same items as Adam, but
let us know what you think, what you thought about the video.
Yeah, what you didn't like, what you thought, what you haven't seen in a while.
What do you want to see next? Anything else that you're interested in?
Yes, please share, like, and subscribe. We truly appreciate you guys. As always, thank you so much for your support. And please keep watching.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Say